Sweet Mini Bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. So recently I met up with my family for the first time in a while, obviously because of the challenges that we've had at the moment with the virus, and my brother had a surprise for me. So my brother, shout out to my brother, I know he watches the channel, so he had a surprise for me. He brought some of my old Transformers things that he'd had at his house, things like my original G2 comic, first edition, and also a couple of annuals that I had. But he also brought me some of the things that he had in his Transformers collection and kind of handed them over to me to add to my collection. Part of the range of kind of items that he gave to me were these two little oddities from 2006. Now I don't know if Hasbro released these in normal shops like Toys R Us and things like this, but certainly over in the UK we have a place called Blackpool. So if you're watching this in the States, imagine kind of Las Vegas by the sea, but not as glitz and glamoury. The gamblers that we have there, they don't pay out millions and millions, but they're all right. They pay out quite well. And then we also have the claws, you know, from Toy Story. And inside, so these were toys that came out of the claw from Toy Story, basically. And you could win those at Blackpool, and I think my brother won both of these in Blackpool. So I thought we'd have a little quick look at these today. We would usually start off with the packaging, but obviously these came with no packaging because they just came out of the claw. So let's take a look at Bumblebee first. So we'll move Prime out the way. So you have to kind of get these in the right way, but they're pretty cool. You know, this is quite a nice looking Beetle. You can see at the front you've got your BB1, and then at the side here we have the wheels. They kind of pop out a little bit. There is a little bit of padding in each one. Trying to stuff these properly so that you can get it actually car shaped is fairly challenging, but overall it looks pretty cool. I like the kind of cell shaded version that you get here. These are from 2006, so my brother's kept the color on these fairly well. You got some detail here on the side where the little vents are. I like the little wheels as well, little vents, little wheels, and on the back we've got the little lights, and then that's it pretty much. So these look, this one looks pretty cool. But if I just put this to one side and we then take a look at Prime, the Prime one is actually pretty good. You've got at the front, you've got Prime 1. On the number plate, you've got these lovely little lights at the front, cell shading on the front piece here as well, and then the little lights at the top. But then when we come around the side, you get an Autobot logo. Obviously on this one we didn't get an Autobot logo anywhere on Bumblebee. We get a nice looking Autobot logo on the side, some nice wheels. I really like these little smokestacks that you get at the back, these little exhausts. That's pretty cool. You get some added wheels here at the back, and then also this is just obviously where the feet are, and then the same on the side, and then underneath we get stuff for in the robot mode. But overall, you know, they're pretty fun. So now for the comparison, first of all, between the two, you can see that the Bumblebee is a similar height, actually, not too much difference between Bumblebee and the Prime, so they don't really scale well together. Then we also have to bring in for another comparison, so we have the Earthrise Prime, so he's a lot taller than an Earthrise Prime, and then the Earthrise Cliff Jumper, so we can see how they scale together. So these are fairly big teddies. Now to the coolest piece for all of this is the fact that these actually transform. So let's transform these teddies. So you've got Velcro patch down the bottom. You open the Velcro patch, similar to, remember Werebears back in the day. So if you open this up, they just kind of all just oh, there we go. So you just pull the legs out, arms out. Pull the arms out, and then you have, once we get everything else into his back, doing back up, then you have your fully transformed Bumblebee. Now that we've transformed Bumblebee, let's have a little go at transforming Prime. So to transform Prime, there's little Velcro tabs underneath. You just unhinge, take these off, and then just again fold out Prime's body, shove everything in, and then you've got a little tab here to do, and then you've got another tab there and a tab on his arse there as well, and then you can untab the feet there and sort his heat out a little bit, and then you have your fully transformed Prime. First up, let's take a look at Bumblebee, and you can see he's very G1 looking, even if he is quite a chunky fella. He's pretty chunky. I like the cell shading that they have. I'm a great lover of cell shading. I know not everybody likes it, but he's actually quite detailed. I mean, his head's a bit funny, a bit floppy, but you know, he's got a nice little G1 looking kind of face sculpt here. Really nice chest piece. Nice Autobot logo looking there. The arms, obviously, there's quite a little bit of detailing on this. You've got the blacks, the yellows as always, and then probably more detailing on the hands than you'd actually expect, with his little thumbs and everything going in, and then you've got the little fist on the inside. So Hasbro did a nice job there. Blacks here, and then yellow for the feet. Come around the back. The back, obviously, it's kind of forgotten about, but you do have two little pieces here that are a little bit detailed. So all in all, for Bumblebee, not bad. Look at the articulation, as we always do. Head doesn't really move. You get some nice little articulation there, I guess, and the legs kind of move a little bit as well. He doesn't really stand up on his own too well. He needs probably a little bit more stuffing in to be able to do that, but you can lean him against, well, are you drunk? You can lean him against stuff and he looks pretty cool. So all in all, yeah, not too bad for something that came out of one of the grabber machines. Next up, we'll take a look at Prime. So the head sculpt on Prime here, or the head stitch, I guess, on Prime, it's not as good as the Bumblebee one, I'll be honest. It doesn't quite work as well, because you've got his head's just kind of on this cylinder at the top, and it just looks very flat and a bit odd. Looks like he's wearing a bit of a misshapen crown. So the face on this one isn't as good, and he's a chunky chappy as well on this one, so you don't get Optimus Prime on this one as well, so his abs aren't on display, but you get his nice smokestacks on his shoulders. Really nice Autobot logo. The legs, the detailing on the legs is nice. They've got some really nice just kind of detail in there. The arms, have the hands similar to Bumblebee's, but these are the bluer hands, obviously, for Prime. Come around the back, and there's actually quite a lot of detailing on the back, in the same way that the kind of reminds me of the War for Cybertron Prime, with the pistons at the back, so you can see the feet move and all that. That's quite cool, and a bit more detail, so you get a lot more going on in the back than in the Bumblebee one. Get a little, so to prove this is an official release, there's the Hasbro logo, and then round the back up front again you get his cab. So articulation wise, again, nothing at the arms. You get a little, can this guy stand up on his own 2 feet? They definitely can't ninja kick so there's something that I can't really test on this, but no, a little bit too floppy again. But on their own, they look pretty good. If we put them back together now, you know, for stuff that you get out of a little machine, a little The Claw in in like a little arcade, it's pretty cool. For comparison, again, let's bring out first of all Earthrise Prime, and then we can also bring out Cliff Jumper as well, so we can see now that these are pretty big. Obviously they don't scale even well with each other because Bumblebee is the same height as Prime, but a little bit of fun nonetheless. So I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. I'm not gonna do a recommendation on these guys, but you can pick these up on eBay. You can pick them up from anything from between, I've seen so far, between £5, so I guess that's about $7 or $8, all the way up to £25 to £30, which is around $40 to $50. $40 to $50 seems quite a lot for these. Obviously, I'm not going to recommend whether or not if you're willing to pay that, then they're up to you. You've seen what these guys are capable of doing. I think they're pretty cool. They're a nice addition. Big shout again to my brother for letting me add these to my collection and for letting me review these on my channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed these. Let me know if you still got these guys. Did you also pick these guys up from Blackpool, or did you pick them up at retail? Let me know down in the comments how much these were actually at retail. That would be nice. That would be cool for me to know, because I dread to think how much my brother probably spent trying to get these out of a machine, right? We know that The Claw means that these are going to be even more expensive. Alright guys, if you like what I'm doing around here, give us a like, a share, or a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!